guys, this video is about the new Physicians Formula Butter Eyeshadow Palette, and in total they came out with 2 new palettes, and I have one of them which is the Sultry Nights and the other one is Tropical Days. And first I also would like to share some information about the palette itself, then also would love to demonstrate you a beautiful eye makeup look which you can create with the palette, and later on also my thoughts on the palette. So first, I got this one 3 weeks ago and I've ordered it on iHerb, where I personally got most of my Physicians Formula products, and it will cost you around $15 US. Now it has the typical butter smell as the butter bronzer smells, so it definitely has something which you can smell. It smells just delicious. If you're against or if you can't stand fragrance or any perfumes, then this might be not for you if you are very sensitive to it, but I just wanted to let you know. And those are the shades that are coming in this palette. Now it's also Sultry Nights because I guess that there are also darker shades in it, as you have the purple, dark blue, this blue and the greenish one, which you can use to create a beautiful night makeup look. And all the other ones are fairly neutral into the brown orange tones, which you can also create beautiful daylight makeup looks. So it's a palette for daily makeup looks but also for night makeup looks, which also gives you a good combination. Now it also comes with this applicator right here, which has like double-ended sponge applicator. You can use it if you like to. I personally just like to use some brushes and my fingers, as I believe this is like what works the best for me. And I've been trying it out since then on myself. I've been trying it out with some night looks, with also some day looks. So I just wanted to demonstrate in today's video also one of the looks that I came up with. So with the names of the shadows, they are beautiful. They have like Moonlight Beige, they have the Beach Beige right here, they have Rainforest Queen. So the names of the shadows are also nice, and like it feels like I'm being on a holiday. And this is also what the packaging looks like. It looks gorgeous. Still, it's plastic and it has like no mirror inside, which means first, it's alright, the packaging, I still wouldn't drop it as I believe it can break. So it's definitely not as sturdy, and you pay $15 US for it. So the price point is very affordable, but still also take care of it that you're not going to break it. And they have matte tones, they have metallic ones, they have also beautiful shimmery ones, and they all have a beautiful buttery texture. So it's very similar to the texture that the butter bronzer has and the blush. It's very creamy as well. Now in today's video I'm not going to swatch each shade, as I personally believe it belongs on your eyes, not on your arms. So I'm going to demonstrate you one look with it, and based on that you can judge if you like it or not, as I personally believe the swatches won't demonstrate how it will look on your eyes, as you're going to use it for an eye makeup look. Right? So I'm just going to demonstrate you a beautiful look, and I'm also going to break it down into steps so that you can follow them at home as well if you like to. Now, I also wanted to mention that they do claim that it's paraben free, that it's cruelty free, gluten free and oil free. So if you have something that's where you're sensitive to or where your skin will react to, then you just have to check what they are basically claiming and also saying. Now, I also do believe that the claims they are putting out there, like the newer the products, the more claims it has, is also getting into a trend, as I personally believe that if you have a problem with, let's say, parabens, then you have it also from the very beginning, or you know already from yourself that you can't like apply something or use something with parabens. So I just believe it's kind of going into a trend direction where claiming it is very popular. But still, if you have any like troubles with yourself and you know it already, you still are going to take care even if it's not saying it, because you know what you're looking for. So just wanted to point this out as well. Now I just wanted to share my eye makeup look with you, so let's get started. Now I have already prepared my eyelid area with some concealer, and I've set it with some setting powder so that I now can start right away. And I'm going into Beach Beige, which is this shade right here. And I love using this as a crease shade, as it's just very soft, but it still will add some dimension to your eye shape, so that you can basically put it in the crease and also enhance your eye shape a bit more. I'm going to use it on a blending brush, and I'm going to start in the crease. Now the formula is very similar to the butter bronzer one, as it's very creamy and buttery, but still kind of powdery, which is, as I said in my butter bronzer review, that it's very like I've never seen such an interesting formula of a product like this. So, and I do really enjoy it. So I just like how the colors are blending. It will give you, depends on how much you're using and also pressing it on, it will give you a bit of fallout, but if you're going to build it up slowly, it won't make a mess, which I do enjoy, and it's also pretty pigmented when it comes to building it up as well. Though of course it depends also on if you're going into a shimmery shade and a matte shade, as the matte shades will of course perform a bit different than shimmers. And I'm going to start off by blending it. And it's so easy to blend, as it's very like it's not too dry, but it's also not too creamy, so it's very easy to handle, which I do enjoy. And I also believe that if you want to start off with applying eyeshadow on your eyelids, this is a beautiful start, where you have nearly no blending which is needed, as it's very easy to work with. So now once the crease shade is done, I'm going in with a deeper shade, which is basically right here on the bottom, which is Off the Coast, this one right here. And I'm going to focus it at the outer corner. And I'm going to use a firmer blending brush, which is also a bit rounder. Going to dip into it. And it also will give a little bit of powder. So what's important, for example, with this shade, I like to tap it off, that I'm not using too much, as I then will get some fallout. So that's what I mean by it depends on how much you're going to use. It will give you a bit of fallout, but if you're going to build it up slowly, it won't. But I guess this is also pretty much with every eyeshadow. And I'm going to darken the outer corner right here. And you can basically build it up, just that you're making sure that you're going to start soft, and if you feel like you need more, you always can go in and just enhance it a bit more. This formula, the same. It's not like the matte ones aren't as buttery as the shimmer ones, as I believe that the shimmer ones have basically the same formula as the butter bronzer, but with the matte ones, they are a bit more powdery, but still kind of creamy and soft. I hope it makes sense. They aren't dry, so if you have dry eyelids, this one will look beautiful on your eyelids, as it won't enhance any dryness. That's what I believe, as my eyelids can be dry at certain times, and I've never, like in the whole time that I've tried the product, I've never experienced any dryness or trickiness to blend it, just by using a bit more and then still blending it. So I'm going to start blending it right here. And if you like to, you always can go in and work in with a different brush to make sure that the blending is nice and even. But basically, this is what I wanted to put at the outer corner. Now for the main lid area, I want to go into some orange and the golden. So I'm going to start off with this one, which I'm going to apply with my finger. And this one is very creamy, and it's so similar to the butter bronzer formula, but this one is shimmery, and it also has a bit of glitter flakes in it, so it isn't as smooth. So what I would recommend, if you're going to use your finger or a brush, I would start off pressing it at first and then start blending it. So once it's pressed into the skin, you can start blending it so that you will avoid having a lot of fallout. You will experience some fallout, which isn't a big deal for me personally, as I believe this is kind of normal. But you can avoid it by just pressing it into the skin at first and then working it in. Like so. And then if you have any fallout, you always can take a brush, dust this away, and you're good to go. And I'm going back into the outer corner shade, and I'm going to layer it a bit more towards the outer corner, so that the shimmer and the matte one will just work beautifully together. Like so. Now I'm going into the next one, which is very close to it. And this one is Sundown, this one right here, and I'm going to use my finger as well. This formula is very similar to it. The only thing that I've noticed is that from all the shadows, This one is a bit different, but I will come to this one as well later on, as I just wanted to show you how the main shadows perform before I'm going to say anything else. So I have it on my middle finger and I'm going to press it towards the inner corner just to get a beautiful shift. And you can layer the shadows, which makes it so easy to blend, as if you wouldn't be able to layer the shadows, blending would be a bit trickier, but with those ones it's just so easy to work them in. Going back into the orangey one and making sure that the blending is beautiful and even. So now that the main eye portion is done, I'm basically just going to use the same brush, this one right here, and I'm going into the crease shade again, which I'm going to put underneath. Now I'm also going to use a clean brush, and I'm just going to have a cleaner blend right here and make it even at the outer corner. Now for the inner corner, I personally like to use, like the ones that I've used constantly, was this one right here and the one on top, which basically is Bear Caution and Coconut Kiss. So those are the ones that I like to use basically for the inner corner, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my pinky, and I'm going to start off with the inner corner. And that's basically what I love about the palette. You can create a beautiful look with nearly no makeup brushes. If you need it for blending for the crease one, then I also would recommend using a brush, as it makes life easy. But for the rest, I've just been using my finger basically. And that's what I love about the palette, that it's so easy to use. So, and I'm also going to use the same for under the brow bone. And those shimmers that I've been using now on my main lid area and the inner corner are having all the same formula. Now I'm going to basically move on to mascara to finish off the look, and then I'm going to talk about mainly the one shade that I've just pointed out. Now I'm going to finish off the eye makeup look with mascara first, before I'm going to move on and talk about the main eyeshadow that I've just mentioned. Now this is basically the eye makeup look that I wanted to demonstrate to you, and I've also used some of the main shades if you want to go in with a daily and also more natural makeup look. Now I've also experimented with the darker tones right here, but I have to say the Rainforest Green one is gorgeous. It's beautiful. If you're working on a night out and you want to have this palette, then this one will do everything for you. Just go into this one right here for the outer corner, use a bit of the darker brown one for the crease, and this one as main shadow, and you're done. This will also be a beautiful night out makeup look. And I also have a picture where I use this one on Instagram as well, as I've been playing around with it for some while. But what I also wanted to show you guys is that you can use this one right here and this one as highlighter as well. So it's not only for the eyes, you can take a fluffier brush going into those two shades, and you can apply it on your cheek area as well if you want to go in with a highlighter and you don't have one. So this palette right here also will do a beautiful job to apply it as a highlighter. Now the only concern that I have with this palette is this shade right here, which is a bit strange, and I don't know if it's only my palette or if this is a formula how it's supposed to be, or if they done something wrong with it. I'm not sure with it, but this one is very, very stiff. To all the shades that I have here right in the pan, they are also very soft, but this one right here is very stiff and you can't barely get something on your finger. Like, the shade itself is beautiful, but compared to the rest of the palette, it's weird. And so what I've tried is basically taking my tweezers and scratching some of the first layer off to see if it's softer underneath, but it isn't. Like, you will get a bit more color once I scratched off the first layer, but it still is a weird texture. So I'm not really a fan of that the texture is strange and hard and very, very stiff, as it will also crumble quite a lot compared to the rest of the palette. So I don't know if it's wrong, if it's supposed to be like this, but that's something that's a bit annoying for me. And also, when I got the palette, they basically say that it's made in China, which is also very disappointing compared to how the product performs. I'm not saying that if something is made in China, I'm not saying it's bad. They have good products as well. They have also good production, etc. But what's a bit worrying me in China is that they basically can put anything in it. Like, they have not really any laws or rules on what they can put into a product and what they can't put into a product. So if you are getting any reactions and it's made in China basically, then it also can be because they put something in it that shouldn't be there. So I'm just saying that it will open your mind and that you're thinking about it. So that's the only drawback I have. Other than that, the palette performs beautifully. I mean, you still can see I'm wearing it on my eyes whatsoever. I had no reactions to it, so I'm like working with it very well. But I still wanted to point out that they nearly have no laws, so they could put anything in it. And you never know where they got the product from, or which company, which production, whatever. So it can be a good one, then you have no worries about it and no problems with it. But it also can be, I don't know, a crappy one, and you don't know what you're putting on your eyes. So just keep this in mind, and also be aware of the products that are putting on your skin, as this can also might be the reaction that you're getting for certain products. Yeah, basically that's what I want to point out, because this is my main drawback, that it's made in China. Other than that, I love the palette, I love the color selection and also what they've put in. The texture is creamy, it applies beautifully, it blends beautifully. So all in all, I do really enjoy it, and I'm happy that I got the Sultry Night because of the greenish shade, because I love that shade like specifically so much for a night makeup look, that with the Tropic palette you have different shades in it. So it depends also on what you prefer. I just can say that the formula itself is beautiful and you can work with it. Now, I hope that first you like the look that I came up with. Second, that you can also, if you're interested in getting it, that you can also recreate the look, that I could give you some ideas, and you can also work it in with your fingers. And that's what I basically wanted to share with you guys. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Eyeshadow Palette. I hope that you enjoyed this review and video, little tutorial. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon in the next one. Bye!